You voted today which 6 games would make up your Game of the Year nominee so far. You can do 2 different lists of what's only out as well as forecasting what's to come out. TGA posts this up on Twitter about what your 6 would be as of now. So when I responded, if we're talking strictly released,
Got a list of 7.
you want to do a list of 7?
Well, I've got a list of 7
okay.
because I think as games that is it specifically games that came out this year or games that qualify?
Games that would qualify. So if you have like a December release,
Yeah.
that qualifies.
So-
yeah, no, if you're thinking like an Indiana Jones, that qualifies.
Yeah.
That qualifies.
So, but the 7 that I have as of games so far that have released, Expedition 33. I have Kingdom Come Deliverance 2.
Yep.
Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. Split Fiction. Donkey Kong Bonanza.
Yeah.
Death Stranding 2.
Mm-hmm.
Blueprints. That's my 7 that I have right now. If one of those is going to end up getting knocked off of this list, I'm assuming it's going to be Kingdom Come Deliverance if this list is getting knocked down to 6.
Yeah.
Because I think when it comes to like TGA, they would value what Blueprints brought more than they would Kingdom Come Deliverance.
I could actually agree to that statement. I think
It's like I think Kingdom Come Deliverance would be the one that I would pick to stay in there, but I
Right.
think they would vote Blueprints over it.
You know, you wording it that way makes me kind of rethink kind of like my forecasted list with upcoming releases of like maybe they'll value more of what Blueprints did versus what another like new release is going to do.
Yeah. No, because this is like my games that have come out list.
Yeah.
Games that are coming out. See, the problem is I don't remember all that's coming out, but I know one that's gonna, or that as long as it, comes out and isn't a total flop, is gonna take something off this list, and I assume it would take Indiana Jones off.
Silk Song?
I wasn't even thinking of Silk Song.
See,
I was thinking Ghost of Yote.
Ghost of Yote was mine too. So like for all upcoming releases, the only ones that I would throw in there is Ghost of Yote and Silk Song. Those are the only ones coming out that I would say, okay, yeah. Unless there's some random one that's going to take the world by storm, those are the 2 that I think are coming out that's going to make it in there. Because like if we're talking strictly release games, I also didn't even think about Indiana Jones. That's such a good point. Is that it does qualify for everything.
Yeah, I think it qualifies for now. I think there's a good chance I don't know. It's gonna take a category probably.
It'll be in multiple categories
Yeah.
too. Like it'll be in like best performance and stuff like that.
I didn't think of Silk Song though. But
Yeah.
If Silk Song comes out and is the caliber that everybody's or when it comes out, if it's the caliber everybody's expecting,
Right.
I'm trying to think of what it would knock off because I'm already taking Indiana Jones off this list. I'm assuming Kingdom Come is off this list.
But that's gonna piss a lot of people off. You saying that because there's a lot of people that's like, no, Kingdom Come's on that list no matter what. It is one of the locks, and I'm like, it could be one of the locks, but at the same time, I don't know if it is one of the locks. I don't think it is.
I mean, the thing to keep in mind is TGAs a lot of times are more like critically acclaimed games.
Yeah.
And it's like Kingdom Come Deliverance is, I mean, it was critically reviewed pretty well.
Yeah.
But it's also one where the player base and the fans of that style game, it's one of the best ones to ever come out.
Right.
For like the true like sandbox experience type games.
Mm-hmm.
But I think if Silk Song, if I'm assuming Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 and Indiana Jones are coming off this list and replacing Ghost of Yote in there, if I got to knock another one off, I would probably knock Blueprints off for Silk Song.
Yeah. Now here's the question I have for you guys, because this is one that I've been racking my brain on when I'm forecasting my nominees with unreleased games. Normally, as we know, there's always like that one indie game, and we can safely assume like as of now, Blueprints is that one, Silk Song would be that one. Would they dare do 2? Would Blueprints and Silk Song both make it into the 6?
I don't think so with the caliber of games this year.
I was about to say it'd be unprecedented, but not entirely out of the question.
If we were looking at like last year,
More likely.
I could say so, but this year
It'd be hard.
I mean, we're already knocking like if I'm knocking Indiana Jones and Kingdom Come off, those are two games that most people, or like the people that played those games, would consider those to be 10 out of 10s. So it's like, I don't think both can be on the list.
Right. Because like for right now, like as of my release, I've got Expedition, Death Stranding 2, Blueprint, Split Fiction, Kingdom Come 2, and Donkey Kong. And then if I'm going to include unreleased, still Expedition, Death Stranding, and Donkey Kong. Those are my 3 like still confirmed and staying. And after that, my remaining 3 I think is kind of up in there. I had Silksong, Ghost of Yotei, and then maybe Split Fiction. I mean, like that last spot, that 6th spot could be a literal coin flip between so many games. I feel very strong about Expedition, Death Stranding, and Donkey Kong. I feel very strong that those 3 are going to stay. But the remaining 3, God bless, who knows? I have no clue. Like I almost want to kind of hammer in Blueprints and Silksong. Both are going to be in there, just to see if I can manifest it.
I want to just throw in a wild flag and just be like, Outer Worlds 2 may just.
I mean, that's true.
Be above and beyond, especially with its weird mechanics and just.
Right.
The problem is, like, even with Outer Worlds 2 coming up, I struggle to see it, like, even
I struggle to see it getting in there, too.
I was going to say, even outside of Game of the Year, I struggle to see where it would win an award.
Yeah, so do I.
Because it's going to be in there in the RPG category, but I'm under the assumption Expedition's going to win that.
Expedition has a very good and strong feel of having a sweep possibility of just awards across the industry.
It's gonna kind of I feel like this year is gonna kind of be like 2023, where Baldur's Gate just won almost
everything.
I think it lost one category that it was nominated for.
Yeah,
and I feel like Expedition's probably that this year.
Yeah, it feels like it's like, you know, that game, right? Because last year was one of those years that it could go to multiple things, right? And then obviously before that was Baldur's Gate, where it's like, yeah, this is the winner. Like, even if you have Tears of the Kingdom or Spider-Man 2 out that year, it's like, this is the winner. It's Baldur's Gate. What are we even talking about? That's how it is with Expedition.
Well, it's like, and then the year before that, it was everything was kind of a toss-up between Elden Ring and God of War.
Oh, yeah, true. Yeah, and now we're back to, and then what? I think the year before that was like, was that a toss-up year? Yeah, I think it was, because it wasn't 2021 the year It Takes Two won.
I believe so.
Yeah, so you know that had a strong list of nominees as well, and then 2020 I think was Last of Us Part 2. So,
yeah,
which it was basically between that and Ghost of Tsushima. So yeah, no, like this one kind of feels like it's Expedition or nothing, essentially, is the way that it feels like this year. It's one of those things that if Expedition didn't win, I'm still in the mindset it's like I'd be shocked if it doesn't win Game of the Year. I really would. But like I don't know. I'm kind of getting the feeling that, man, just inside me, I want to manifest the 2 indie games on there. Blueprint, especially with the narrative that it's been this year.
Well,
like Summer Game Fest and Gamescom, where Jeff's like, look at this game and how good it is, and the amount of developers that made it. You know, like I don't know, the narrative's there.
The problem is Blueprints. I see like Blueprints as of now. I see on the list. I don't see it making it to the end of the year, because that's a game that usually, like, the indie games that kind of make their way into the Game of the Year list, they're ones that kind of take the world by storm closer to TGA.
Yeah, that's fair.
Blueprints did it at the beginning of the year, and granted, it even though I hopped off the game pretty quick, I understand that game is phenomenal. And it deserves to get some recognition somewhere. I don't think it's got the staying power to make it in the Game of the Year list.
Yeah,
by the end of the year.
Now that you got Silksong coming out to kind of take that crown of indie game, you know.
Yeah, all of a sudden.
Yeah, now Blueprints is on the outside looking in, you know, where Blueprints I think can still make it, but it's kind of the chances are dwindling, you know. Yeah. The chances are dwindling.
I very much still see Split Fiction being in that list towards the end of the year too. It's like partially just because it's one of those things where it's like there's like that team is like they're the ones spearheading co-op games and spearheading like the couch co-op. And granted, I think most people agree It Takes Two is probably the better game still, but it's one where this one is probably more approachable to the average person,
I can agree to that.
and it's one where, I mean, the quality of game that they make still deserves to be recognized. So it's one where I could see it still being in there as like the Game Awards way of being like kind of the way they've been doing. We're putting indie games in there. They're like,
Yeah.
we're gonna highlight the quality of this game in our Game of the Year list.
Yeah.
Because where else are you gonna find a game like it?
You know, that's actually a good way to describe it because I'm sitting here thinking about it, and it really is like one of those things where with the Game Awards, it's like you always have like an indie game, like whatever the greatest indie game is for the year to really highlight that achievement. And then obviously you have like your mainstream, strong narrative stuff. And then you'll usually have like a game in there that is like a gameplay, game mechanic level achievement. You know what I mean? And that's kind of where Split Fiction would fall into the mix here because like, yeah, I think It Takes Two is still like the better game narratively, but you are right. Split Fiction is like two random people can pick it up and start playing kind of thing. And just the gameplay, like this is like, as I said before, this is their gameplay masterpiece. It Takes Two is still their narrative masterpiece. So, I mean, like with just the level of gameplay, the creativity that they did for Split Fiction, yeah, I agree with you actually. I think Split, you know, looking at how Game Awards likes to pick their nominees, yeah, I think like this would fit the mold of gameplay achievement, and then indie achievement would be Silk Song, and then it's like kind of filling out the rest where you have like strong narrative mainstream type games, you know?
I think there's 4 games that are locked in my mind, and that's Expedition, Death Stranding, Split Fiction, and my screen went black there.
Donkey Kong,
Bonanza?
Yeah, Donkey Kong Bonanza probably.
Okay.
I think those are 4 locks,
Yeah.
and I think the rest of the year is competing for the other 2.
I can agree to that because
Yeah.
like all of those bring just so many different things, right? Again, you have like your indie darling with like a Silk Song, whatever. You have your Split Fiction for like a gameplay thing, and then you have Expedition for, you know, just overall like the masterpiece that game is. Death Stranding with just the intense, unbelievable graphical enhancements and stuff like that. And then it's like you start looking at like, you know, Donkey Kong as well, huge gameplay, like unbelievable gameplay, so it fits into the same mold as like a Split Fiction. So it's like when you're looking at those last few slots, whatever, it's just like, okay, well, let's just pick something that really kind of just take the world by storm, whatever it is. Because like, no disrespect of Ghost of Yote, looks like a lot of fun, but it just looks like more Ghost. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's not pushing the bounds besides a few new ways of gameplay. It's just, it looks like another Ghost game. So it's like, would that make the fit? But then you look at like, let's say Kingdom Come 2, right? And everything that's in that game and just the massive improvement from the first one and stuff, would that make the fit? You look at Indiana Jones, where like you feel like you're in an Indiana Jones movie. It's like that's like creative in its own way.
Yeah.
So it's, yeah, no, I mean I agree with you. I think the 4 locks you had are pretty strong, and then it's just kind of competing for the rest, whatever. So Outer Worlds 2 though is a good point too. If that takes the world by storm, could that make the fit? You know, we'll see.
Even though it hasn't like really popped off, I mean, you can always have the Kojima special and Metal Gear Delta also slip in there somehow.
Oh yeah, I know.
I highly doubt it, but
Yeah. He said he won't play the game though. Unfortunately, the devs are basically begging him to play it. It's like, please. It's like we need your approval.
oh well.
Yeah, that's basically his mindset. Where he's just like, I don't really play games. I play like 1 game a year.
Yeah.
Which, all right, he's a busy guy. What would be your 6?
I mean, I'm in fair agreement with John's because I mean, this year isn't as much as just guesswork. There is standouts, as we have said.
Yeah.
And I mean, for the most part, John's list, yeah, I would be in agreement with just changing, like in Silk Song. On the very off chance, if it gets a revival, Borderlands 4, if that just reinvigorates the entire series in some form or fashion, which I'd still have a hard time because it is a looter shooter, and unless it just completely revolutionizes how we see looter shooters going in the future, I would still not see it in like Game of the Year. Most definitely possibly RPG, maybe shooter category, just because shooter gets weird, RPG gets weird at it sometimes. my flag for Outer Worlds 2. And then there's one more that hasn't released yet that was a question mark in my mind.
That has not released yet?
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's see here. Maybe Silent Hill. Was that it?
No. I mean, that would be in the same field as Borderlands 4 and me. It's like it would have to really revitalize the series.
Fair enough. Let's see if I can help you out and pull stuff up here.
He's thinking Kirby Air Riders.
Yep.
Oh. Dragon Quest 1 and 2. It'd be a long shot, but...
Wait, when are the TGAs?
December 11th.
And DQ 1 and 2 comes out October 30th.
So a December 4th game's not going to make that cut, probably.
No. The cutoff is late November.
Yeah, because I thought about that too, but no, yeah, it won't.
Oh yeah, Octopath. Yeah, you're right. No, that would be in the running for next year. I don't know when the cutoff is. I want to say it's like honestly like looking at games coming out late November. Like let's say Kirby Air Riders and even Stalker 2, which I know they wouldn't be nominated for Game of the Year, but other categories, I don't think they would be allowed to be part of the running. Cause I think the cutoff is like literally like middle of like November, like in like the 10s. I think that's usually the cutoff, but I could be wrong. Cutoff could literally be the 20th. I don't know. No, I mean, like I said, this upcoming Game of the Year nominees, man, it really is like it's Expedition 33 and whoever else, but there is a lot of standout games. It's one of those things that if you pluck Expedition 33 out of this, it's like, man, what would be Game of the Year?
I mean, there's still some good front runners, but it would be a bit more of a toss-up.
Yeah, which actually brings me to a question I was going to ask you boys, because I know we already kind of talked about it. When we do our Game of the Year, like end of the year bracket, do you guys want to take Expedition 33 out of it? Like,
Yep.
Because like I feel like that's just going to get pushed to the finals.
It'll be Game of the Year. It'll be our Game of the Year bracket. That's
for
not
runner-up.
Expedition 33.
Yes, yeah, the Game of the Year runner-up.
we ran into that problem at the midway point.
Yeah, didn't think about that.
This will be our Game of the Year runner-up.
Yes,
bracket.
So, at least that way. At least that way, the bracket will be really entertaining because I feel like it could go so many ways.
Yeah.
But if Expedition's in there, for me personally, it doesn't matter what it's up against. I'm pushing it.
Yeah, at the end of the year when we do that, I will also be coming with my personalized list.
Yeah, I will too.
And man, is my personalized list of games not gonna look anything like the TGA list.
Yeah, you're gonna have Digimon Story Time Stranger, First Berserker Kazan. You're gonna have Expedition 33, probably Fellowship.
Fellowship's not even gonna release.
It's gonna be an early access game.
Hey, you can count it.
Oh, okay, that's not out. That's not out.
You can't count it in the terms of Metacritic in the Game Awards, but you can count it here. It's fine.
But it's not a full release game.
I think we counted Power World.
That was technically in full release.
No, it's not. That's still early access.
Yeah, it is still technically early access.
Yeah, but I know what I'm talking about. Sometimes. So yeah, man, you can count it. It's fine. No one's gonna call you out on it.
I mean, the thing already is like with games, with the list of games I'm planning on playing this year. Like, I mean, hell, what are the games you even mentioned there that you could see on my list might not end up being there?
Which one?
Time Stranger?
Calm down over there. No, with what's left to come out this year, there's a decent chance Kazan doesn't even make it in my top 5 this year.
Whoa, are you serious? Because man, that was like your second best of the year so far.
Yeah, look at what's coming out.
I mean,
the games that are coming out at the end of the year are like games made for me.
This is like, I mean, you got Trails here soon too.
Yeah, that's in like
a week or two, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very soon.
Like 2.5 weeks.
Yeah. Now it'll be fun whenever we get around to doing our end of the year bracket for Game of the Year runner-up. That's how we're going to market it. We're going to market it for Game of the Year because this is one of those unprecedented years where all three of us are actually on the same page on what like the best game of the year is. Maybe not necessarily the favorite game by the time the year comes to a close because like like John's talked about, Digimon, for example, could become his favorite game of the year by the time everything's said and done. Yeah, you may have a different favorite game of the year by the time this year's said and done. You never know.
Realistically, everything's still competing for number 2, but
yeah, I know. But yeah, you never know. So it'll be fun to do that bracket at the end of the year.